Alright, today I want to try to talk a little bit about something that's been going on in the news. Cleveland, St. Louis, Ferguson, Missouri. It's mainly all over the country, I would say. In Las Vegas, I know we had our share of cop-related shootings, shooting of unarmed citizens, and mainly, I think the main reason why, well, I'll give you two reasons mainly why I think that this actually happens. Mainly because of racism, and it's a continual continuation of racism in this country, going back, I guess, 100 or so years, and it continued to exist. You see a lot of the blacks, unarmed blacks, being shot because of patterns of racism. I mean, this is not like some hidden secret that racism doesn't exist in this country, which you had a pattern of it, and it existed heavily, and it probably still exists. But mainly, there's a pattern of racism in this country, and a lot of things happen mainly because of the federal government. What happened there is they tried to federalize the local police, and that caused the cops become more armed. They were saying, all right, now you guys, you got to help us fight the war on drugs. And now they telling local cops, okay, your fusion centers, okay, you guys got to help us fight the war on terrorism. And so mainly the cops getting all this demands put on them, a lot of the stuff from the local people too, and they figured that they got to go out there and knock some heads and get things in order because things are out of control. So they figured that they doing their jobs. But a lot of times what's happening in the black areas, predominantly black areas, is that the cops are being put a lot of pressure on by mainly the upscale blacks who actually live in the neighborhood. They say, oh, the crime is out of control. You cops need to do something. Okay, when the cops do go in there and they start stopping everybody they look like that they committing a crime, and then the people that actually told them to come in there, the black elite, they back off and they don't say anything. So they leave the cops hanging on a string, hanging by a string. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about some of the shootings, cop-related shootings here in Las Vegas. I mean, going all the way back to 1990, they had like 310 shootings here in Las Vegas. 142 was deadly. Las Vegas ranked at like number 3 as far as like cop-related shootings here, and I think back in the 90s, it's like a handicapped, a black kid was killed in North Las Vegas. They tried to institute what they call, institute a coroner's inquest to try to investigate exactly what happened. Was the cop at fault or not? It was really blatantly negligence. So they institute this coroner inquest. But mainly what happened is, like, from a lot of people that's been appointed to the review board to try to see what's actually going on in the coroner's inquest and to give it more legitimacy, is their hands are being tied, and a lot of people that was appointed to the review board, they actually resigned and saying that, oh, this is just a dog and pony show, and they are rubber stamping the review board at the coroner's inquest. I know the latest guy, I think in Cleveland, this guy, the policeman, he was put on trial, and he was judged by a jury. I mean, not by a jury, but by the judge. So the judge said, hey, why you just try this one guy? I mean, you had like 20 people at the scene that was shooting their weapons. Why you just prosecute this one guy? And what his bullet actually won, that actually killed the guy. So we don't actually know that. And another thing that helps the cops out is the shield law. A shield law is a law that says, all right, you have to give the cops some leeway as far as like them being held liable for shootings, because this is mainly part of their jobs, is to go out there and arrest people and try to get people trying to like alleviate crime. So I think another thing too, what a lot of people are concerned about is that you gotta have all these shootings all over the country, police-related shooting, unarmed citizens, but the FBI don't actually keep a record of any of this. So I guess the FBI is kind of negligent in their duties as well. Okay, some of the reasons why the cops say that they shoot unarmed people is because I was fearing for my life. That's what a lot of them say. Oh, he tried to grab my taser and stuff like that. And another thing too is like the cops, they have this thing now where they are given, like almost like immunity with the shield law, mainly because, all right, I had to shoot this guy because I thought that he was going to go somewhere and harm someone, so I did it to protect the citizens of this great city, stuff like that. But going forward, I think that mainly, I don't think we need a bunch of cops, really. I mean, before, cops was like, even thought of, I mean, you had people, you figured out a way to protect themselves and stuff like that. Well, now you're moving into a more of a, I don't want to say a communist, but more of a fascist type of era, where they want to take the guns away from people. They don't want anybody to have guns but the cops and stuff like that. And they're trying to give the police more leeway as far as like when they actually go out and shoot someone. And also, as we found out in, I think Ferguson, Missouri, is like a lot of the cops, they are being used as mainly like, I guess, tax or revenue people to actually go out and try to bring in revenue to the city, like give some tickets, whatever you have to do I mean, to keep the amount of civil servants employed.